Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Axiom here. So in the last video you saw that how we could set up our own Recon VPS server on DigitalOcean. So that VPS was using the credits that you got through the referral link. But that was a manual process, and we didn't install the tools as well there. So a lot of you recommended and suggested me to try out Axiom and make a short video on that. So this is that one. So in this video, we would be using Axiom, and to use that to automate the whole process, set up the tools as well there, because Axiom does it all quite easily, and it took around 5 to 10 minutes to just get through the tool, so it's quite easy to understand. So I'd be showing how you could the whole process of the setup and whatever the things that are required to do before you use this to run a VPS on Cloud DigitalOcean. So this is the project page. So the first thing that you need is the DigitalOcean API key. So usually I recommend that you use my referral key, but this project is too good, and you should use his referral key so that he also gets a kickback. And yeah, if you could support him, buy him a coffee or whatever way you could donate to him, so that would be good. So the first thing that you need to do is to get the API. So to get the API key, go to your DigitalOcean control panel, and there's a path API token. So you could go from here. So on the main page there's a API. So from here you could go. So I have already made a key. So so by default, what would be here is there won't be any key here. So you need to generate a new token, and whatever name you want to give, I would be Axiom token. Make sure you have these checked, generate token. So copy this value. It's only displayed once, so copy it and save it somewhere. So after you have this, so let me save it here. So since I've already have this set up on my system, so I'll be using my bug bounty servers. So as to just to show you how you could use it on your machine. So this is the whole setup. So it takes some time to go through the setup, but I would show you step by step how you could do this. So let me export this key. DO. It's not necessary. You could as well keep it in a notepad. I just keep it here so that I have it somewhere safe. So this is one liner. So I don't prefer directly running something into bash. So what this does, it downloads this Axiom configure file and passes it into bash. So since I'm doing it on a virtual machine which isn't my machine, so and this repository probably it's safe to use. This is not some random project which is stealing some data, but still I prefer to have a look at the file. So to have a look at the file, just open this in a new tab. So this was the actual tab. So let me close this. Yeah. So it first sets the path, and then it determines which OS it's running, and based on that it does some of the commands. So the first one is if you're running it on a Ubuntu WSL, if you're running Ubuntu as a subshell on Microsoft, so it would run these commands. If you're running it on Arch Linux, it would run these. So it has different set of commands for different operating system, because some of these require apt-get through install tools, and other require pacman or yum. Like Fedora requires installation using dnf or yum. So based on that, there's a else if condition. It then downloads the Go binary, does the installation of that. So there's a video of mine where you could set up Go, but if you are using this, you could directly go with this, go with this for Mac OS. So all these are there. Then it also downloads the Axiom repository, and it has all the commands that you're going to use. So it looks harmless to me, but I'm not sure. So I prefer running it on a VPS, or that would be a safer option, I would say. So you have to press enter. So it downloads a few tools that it requires, and later on it would ask me for this key. So let me copy this. So what your DigitalOcean key? Sorry, I should have. So let me copy this key here. So this is there. So after this, it checks for SSH public key. So if you don't have a public key, it would like create a setup for that. So just press yes or Y for that. So it would automatically create a SSH key pair, and in the droplet, whatever droplet you're going to use, it would add the public key there, so that you could use the your own terminal to directly log in into that. So I would be explaining those all the steps here. So after this, I remember you don't have to do anything. You just sit and relax. It takes around 20 to 25 minutes. So it has already mentioned that this can take up to 25 minutes. So be patient. So while it's getting set up here, let me show you what it actually looks like. So this is the one that I ran on my local system. So after this all done, so this is the stage where we are right now on the bug bounty machine. So after that, it would get a lot of archives. It would install a few things, and it goes quite like it takes a lot of time. You could see. So after this, after all the things are installed, so it would create a droplet of those installed things, and it would create a snapshot for that. And you can see that it also uploads configuration files on in the particular folders. So what it does is it install these in a droplet. So this is not the droplet that you are going to use, but it's a droplet of which it would keep a snapshot with all the tools installed. So the next time you are like going to use that, you just have to like Axiom in it, and it would automatically fetch that um, like snapshot from there and create a machine for that. So that's why it's quite easy. So I'd also explain what's the cost of that. So please be patient with me. So yeah, it's trying to install the Golang binary, I guess. Yeah, you could say Go, yeah. Go Buster, sorry. So it takes a quite bit time. Then let's come to the bottom. Yeah. So after all this is done, provisioning shell with the shell scripts. So it is gracefully shutting down the droplet. So this is the like temporary droplet. So once this is done, it would try to create a snapshot of this. So you could see in my DigitalOcean account, there is a snapshot of this. So yeah, to see. So this is the like machine that it has made. It's a temporary machine, and it will try to create a snapshot of this. So in the images tab, you could see the snapshots. So here are the snapshots. So yeah, so 28 minutes ago. So I was just testing out. So it's 10.68 GB. So it is the only thing that's gonna cost you if you're not running anything else, and it's quite cheaper. Like if suppose it's like 11 GB, so it takes around $0.05 per GB per month. So if even if it's like 11 GBs, so it would be around $0.55 per month. So that's around 40 rupees in Indian currency, right? So I think you could spend that for your bug bounty. So this is about it. So it sends a snapshot. So after that, what you have to do is you have to run this Axiom init command. So since I didn't restart my shell, so I had to just source my ZSHRC so that this Axiom init comes into my path. What you could do otherwise, as you could also start a new terminal session, and that would also like you would have this Axiom init command, so you won't face this error. Or you could just run source ZSHRC and you would still be good with that. So Axiom init, so it takes a random name and number, and it starts an instance for that. It shows you the IP, so you don't like have to remember that as well. You could just do Axiom SSH Babbage 10. So I did here Axiom SSH Babbage 10. And it shows the public IP and the instance name. And once you do ls into that, you could see bin c2 go hashes lists. So lists are the word lists, recon snap work. And in recon folder, you could see that the like DNS validator, AMAS, AIO DNS brute, email gen, interlace, nuclei, dumpster drive. So all the tools are there. You could check that, and it's quite easy and convenient. So other things that I wanted to talk about was I checked the this README, and I saw that this economics part of this. Let me show you. Yeah. So economics part is that like if you don't want to pay a 5 to 20 bucks a month on VPS forever, so like initially once you get the DigitalOcean credits, those are $100 and those are valid for 2 months, right? So that time you could be like relaxed with however many instances until the cap of $100 for 2 months. But beyond that, if you want to like do recon and you are not a professional, or you are a student, so you don't want to spend like $20, like around 1.5K for running a VPS or something like that. So what you could do is you could just save this, like create a backup of whatever things you have on your VPS if you have it installed with Axiom, and those backup would contain the files or directories that you have made. Like if you have a work directory, so what this guy suggests is that you make a work directory and save everything into that. So like in my recon videos, if you would have seen that I make a results directory or tools directory, and inside that I create all the results for every like recon I do, right? So what you could do is you could create that tools folder inside a work folder, so that once it takes a backup of that, it like copies all those things from there. Even if you don't have it in your work folder, it would still copy it because it copies the whole of the home folder to your local directory. So like if you have 10 GB of data on that, so you won't be creating a snap. It won't be creating a snapshot of that. So like if you have 10 GB of data, like recon data from some other previous scans, and you want it, like you don't want it to be lost, right? So it would create a copy of that on your local machine, and once you want to restore that machine, it would automatically copy those on the server. So for that, if you're doing only for say 2 hours on weekends or maybe 10 hours also, so it doesn't cost you a lot. So that's about this. So this whole command would do all that thing. So examine hates. So first it would initialize. So hates is assuming that this was the name. So here I have Babiston. So instead of axiom init hates, I would put axiom init Babiston. Restore hates, so that it restores all the files that you already had. So it's not that you need recon data there. It could be that some particular credential.json file which has the like API keys for all the tools that you're using. Suppose you're using Amas or Sublister and you're having the keys for all the different APIs on that. So you would want that it gets restored, right? So for that it would be useful. Then it would do a SSH with a tmux session so that it doesn't, like the session doesn't destroy. And then after you have done all those, so it would remove the hates version with a forceful flag hyphen it. So let's come back to the init command. So what init does is it setups the least, like it setups a 1 GB and 25 GB, so 1 GB RAM and 25 GB droplet. So it basically set up this $5 droplet. So if you could see that jobs 26, it was created 24 minutes ago using Axiom SFO2, this particular snapshot. And it's 1 GB, 25 GB. So 1 GB RAM and 25 GB disk. So if you check the droplet, so it's like the basic one, $5 one, 1 GB RAM and 25 GB disk. So if you want, like you don't want to use this particular machine, and if you want to go with a higher one, like if you want to go with the 10 droplet or 15 or 20. So for configuring that, what you would have to do is, uh, so you would have to change the string here. So this is the string. Let me show you the string. So in your uh, Axiom, Axiom, Axiom.json. So if you go to this, you could see the DigitalOcean key that's there, the region that the default region where it would be installing that, and this is the like slug version. So one virtual CPU and 1 GB. So this is the slug version of this. So if you want to change this default to let's say $10 per month or $40 per month, so what you have to do is you need to replace this string with this one. So this is the compute size list. So this command gives you all the slug versions. So currently the slug version is this. So it defaults to installing this one virtual CPU and 25 GB disk. So $5 one. So suppose if you want this $40 per month, this particular machine, it has 8 GB RAM and 4 virtual CPUs, 160 GB disk. So you could change this slug from that to this. Other things that you could change here is the DigitalOcean key. Like right now, I have deleted this key, so I would be pasting this new key so that I could like interface with the DigitalOcean API using Axiom. So these are some of the things that you could have. Other thing is you might want to see like where are the backups stored, right? So this is the file path of the backup. So ls axiom boxes. Like I had the backup of Babbage 10 instance that I already created, and you could see that it has like bin folder, snap folder, and the work folder. So all these things are stored here. And what are the backup files that like it saves? So you could check this here. So I think I have to put a space there. So these are the things that it would be saving. So other thing that you might want to check is that how many instances you have and whether you want to like clean those or not, remove those. So Axiom LS gives all the instances on your DigitalOcean account. So not only those which are created by the Axiom machines, by the Axiom tool, but rather all those also which are like you have manually created. So I wanted to remove these. So Axiom RM jobs 26, Axiom RM Cray 12. So I've removed those. So if you check on the DigitalOcean droplet, you refresh the screen, these two would be gone. So yeah, so that's pretty much about Axiom. Let's see if the instance has already started. So you could see that it's still taking a time, and I'm just pausing this video. So once this gets completed, I would show you how you could like continue with instantiating your first instance. So you could see that finally it has completed. Build DigitalOcean finished, and here a new image is there. So 153, and this is the 153. So this is the ID of that. So I've been pressing A and all those so that like the SSH terminal session does not stop from this. So I've been pressing something and just pressing enter. So I would suggest that you do this. So next we have to do is Axiom init, and it starts like a random name with some number appended to it. And then this is the initialization process for this. So let's wait for this to complete. So you can see that it has completed initialization, and to connect you could just run this command. So on the DigitalOcean droplet screen also you could see that Cray 12 has already been created 2 minutes ago. Just press yes here, and you have your Recon server setup just like that. So hope you enjoyed this video. Give more suggestions on what videos I could make, especially for the 5-minute video sessions. And join the Discord server. I'm there. We could chat. Like there are many channels. There's a request video channel as well. So you could request any topic you want me to make videos on. So thank you. Have a nice day.